Now, what is the $1 million question that everybody is asking themselves and everybody around them? Will GTA 6 get delayed once again? Well, if you ask me, short answer, in my opinion, I would bet, if I had to bet my money on it, I would say no. Now, let me explain why. I think that this time we shall expect GTA 6 to be released for November 19th. I believe that's the correct date. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. And the reason why I think that we're for sure, well, as close as we can get to certainty for the release date actually being on the 19th, in my opinion, is that if we look at the track record of GTA, other previous games, for example, this year GTA 5 was released in September, right, in Q4 in 2013. And then the only outlier, if we keep going further back in history, is GTA 4, which is the previous game to this one that you currently see now, which was in April. That's the only outlier. The other ones, GTA 3, October, and then GTA 2, October as well. So we see that Q4 tends to be the area where we see new releases of GTA being happening. Obviously, when they initially announced that they were going to be released in May 26, I believe it was, for this year, at first I was a little bit skeptical. I know probably many of you as well, right? Or probably not, but I was skeptical because I was like, well, the previous game, this one being GTA 5, was released, Q4, not Q2. So then I was like, and a month of May seems kind of odd, right? Marketing wise, it'd be better to have most of the year to promote GTA 6 release than launch it in Q4, right? And then that's how they optimize the most money possible, in my opinion. Because we all know GTA 6 has to be a hit, well, at least we hope it's going to be a hit. I'm optimistic it's going to be. Therefore, it made sense to have it released on Q4 now that it is after the delay that we're going to get it in November. And so, some people are now doubting Rockstar, if they're going to keep their word and release it, right? And not delay it again. And I believe that they're going to keep their word this time. And, another reason why I believe that, simply the fact, and I had to do a little bit of research on this, because I was a little bit worried. I was like, man, we could potentially see another delay, And I don't think they're delaying it because they're having issues with the game itself, but I think just marketing, and they're trying to optimize the most amount of money. Because supposedly, rumors are being said that they spent $2 billion. I repeat, $2 billion to make GTA 6. Now that's a lot of money. There's a lot of infrastructure around the world that we didn't even, countries didn't spend that much to build. But we're talking about a game, right? So they're going back to the reason why I think we're gonna get it for sure is because, and I checked to make sure it was, are we gonna see new consoles? The next generation of consoles, and that got me thinking like, whoa, are we gonna get the next generation, PlayStation 6, etc., etc. Because that would have been, the best marketing move for them. GTA 6, PS5, or PS6 combined, right? In the bundle deals, how much money they're not gonna make. But I went on, did some research, and we're not gonna be getting the next generation of consoles, right? And they even actually delayed the next generation, which to me is fine. I mean, I'm not in no rush. I mean, to me, the PS5 feels like it just barely got released. Like it feels like fresh and new. I know it got released in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been 6 years, or it's gonna be 6 years. I'm not sure what exact month it got released on, but we're hitting to 6 years now, and typically around like I think 6 to 8 years is like the time where they tend to come out with the next generation. But um, one of the head officers or whoever working at Sony and PlayStation. They came out and said with a statement that they're not going to be releasing the next generation anytime soon, and they actually expect it to be delayed. I think they're talking about 2028, potentially 2029. But which is honestly fine for me. We get to enjoy this current generation consoles. I mean, they just recently released the PS5 Pro not too long ago, so it's like, we got to give it some time. But keeping that in mind, that's why I believe, I think we are gonna get GTA 6 for sure now in November 19th of this year. At least fingers crossed, because we're all pretty excited, and it almost feels like for certain it's guaranteed to succeed and surpass what GTA 5 has done up to this point. Because GTA 5, you keep looking, I mean, they're still making money. Rockstar still making money. Why do you think they keep releasing new DLCs after new DLCs? Given the fact, maybe they're not always the best DLCs, right? But they're still releasing content, and that's the key there, and they keep making money. So just imagine GTA 6. Now, if you think about the time frame, 2013, 2026, we're talking about 13 years, right? If my math is correct. And that's a long time, right? That's a very long time. So just imagine, the next GTA after 6. We're really gonna get 6, right? But then it's crazy. But I feel like it's gonna, works out. So I expect, GTA 6 to be out longer than GTA 5 was, and I kind of see that trend happening, further on. But as long as they keep releasing DLCs in the future for the next generation of GTA, I mean, it should be fun. It should be great, and it should be successful overall. So, I don't expect any more delays, but I don't know what you guys think. Give me your thoughts and opinions down below. I'm very interested to see what you guys think. I was talking to a couple of my other buddies, and when we first got the release day of May, I was very pessimistic, and I was like, nah, there's no way they're gonna drop it in May. It just feels like too early, in a sense, and like May just seemed weird. I mean, like almost in the middle of the year. It's just like, if I was Rockstar, working there, obviously we gotta optimize, and then we just got one trailer. We're still waiting for the other ones to come out, but going to the trailers, we can expect that to be released roughly around May, June, July, summer months, when supposedly it was going to be released. Because they got, I mean, if they were smart, that's what and they are. That's why they made the changes, I believe. So, yeah, I mean, that's all for today, guys, and just let me know what you guys think below. Let's have a debate. Let's expand our thoughts and see what happens. Hopefully we get it. We'll see who's right. All right, guys. Until next time.